Oktoberfest in Munich. It is an international party, and yes, I have been there. I've hung out with Mother Bavaria and the great people. Oktoberfest is just a good time where you have the opportunity to drink some of the purest beer in the world. The Oktoberfest beer is a Marzen Style. Now you could travel 4,300 miles to Munich to raise a stein, or head 20 minutes north of our studio to experience the next best thing that is truly the real deal. The Marzen Style, brewed here at Cedar Springs Brewing Company, recently won Best Seasonal German Pale at the World Beer Awards. And the man who makes it spent years in Germany learning to perfect it.
Herzlich willkommen, Patrick.
David Ringler, how are you,
Schön,
sir?
dich wiederzusehen. How are you?
Fantastic. The
Welcome.
Rot Janka, yeah?
Yeah, a little something for the season here, and I come bearing gifts.
Look, is it a Marzen Style?
It is a Cedar Marzen, which we were blessed just to win a award as the best German seasonal lager in London at the World Beer Awards here just a couple of months ago. So we're pretty excited about that.
Well, let's educate the folks who are here on the draft about what is a traditional Marzen beer.
Marzen is funny. It's kind of a misunderstood style a little bit because Marzen, Vienna, Oktoberfest, these are really all interchangeable terms in terms of style. This evolved in the early 19th century. There were two brewmasters working together, Gabriel Zedelmeier from what is now Spaten Brewery and Anton Dreher from Dreher Brewery, which was in Vienna at the time. And they had adopted some of the pale malting technology from Great Britain and some of the lagering technology that was evolving in Munich. And they created a pale lager, or a copper lager, which was really revolutionary at the time because in Munich in those days it was really all dark beer and Weiss beer. That was what everybody knew. So this was a new thing. It was brewed in March, which is the German word März. So it was then stored in caves underground over the summer, and the German word for storage is Lager, hence the yeast. And then it was served really kind of as a fall or a harvest beer. That lasted for quite some time, and as it was brewed, Dreher was really the bigger brewery at the time. The public sort of identified this Marzen beer as Vienna beer, a beer brewed in the Vienna style. So both names ended up being interchangeable. Oktoberfest had been a wedding originally in 1810 of the Bavarian royalty, and as that evolved, the Munich Big Six, the big breweries in Munich, always supplied beer for Oktoberfest, and Spaten, second generation, Gabriel's son, also Gabriel II, introduced Marzen Style as Oktoberfest beer, and it really became adopted as the official style for the next 100 years. The irony is that nowadays they don't even serve traditional Oktoberfest Marzen at Oktoberfest anymore.
What is wrong with this world, David?
In 1970, Spaten Brewery introduced Fest beer, which is a lighter version of it, more of a Helles actually, and the rest of the Big Six fell in line. By 1990, they were all serving Fest beer. But as a style, Marzen is always Oktoberfest beer, although they don't actually serve that at Oktoberfest anymore.
But you do.
We do. We do.
It's right here.
Yep.
So when I sit at this table, what are the expectations I should have when it comes to flavor and how it tickles my palate?
Yeah, exactly. It's really a malt-forward beer. It is a lager, so it should be relatively crisp and clean. It's stored a long time, and the flavors really are coming from the malt as opposed to a hop-forward beer. You're going to get a little bit of hop crispness at the end and a little dryness, but really this is sweet, malty, caramel. It's almost like a sundae in your mouth. It rolls over the tongue, smooth, creamy, and it's liquid bread, as the Germans would say. Flüssiges Brot. Try some.
In one moment, I have to ask you, how many years did you spend in Germany working to perfect your craft?
Well, it was a labor of love, my friend. I spent about 5 years over there, 2 of which were brewing professionally. The rest of the time was experimenting, of course. I moved back in the late 90s to try to start a brewery then, and it just took me a little longer than I'd initially planned. So,
all right, now.
How about now?
All right.
Prost, my friend.
Prost.
Kann man trinken?
Ja, ja. Perfection, my friend. David Ringler, thank you so much.
Cheers.
Cheers. Great to see you on the draft. We'll see you next week.